reveal about your health, then you could send it to me on chat or to Dr. Matthew, and it will be considered anonymous, and we'll straight away ask the question. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. Any question? Anyone? I think there was a question previously in the chat. Which company vaccines do you suggest, sir?
No, I don't suggest any company's vaccine. It is basically if you go to your doctor and they will tell you that there is a flu vaccine which is available, that it's called the tetravalent flu vaccine. There are two or three companies which are making it. All are equally good. It is just that you need to take it every year.
Okay, right. Any other question? Anyone? Yes, Nancy, please unmute and ask.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
doctor. Is it safe to have indoor plants in the bedroom, in the room at night? Because from what we learned, plants emit carbon dioxide at night. So is it safe if there are indoor plants in the room at night?
Yeah. See, one or two indoor plants at night will not do any harm to you. Basically, what they do is they absorb the volatile organic chemicals. That there are certain things which are emitted by the sun mica, the rubber, the plastics, which are also there in the air. So those are the things which the indoor plants will reduce. And the carbon dioxide emitted by plants is very minimal compared to how much you are emitting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, on the chat there's a question: which are high pollution days?
Which are the high pollution days? Okay,
Yeah.
so that depends on where you stay. And statistically, what we have found is that there are certain winter days when there is something called as inversion which happens, because of which the air gets trapped closer to the ground, the polluted air, and that is what causes the excess of. So what you can do is, if you just look out of the window, you can see the, as you look towards the horizon, if you see that the sun which is setting, if at all you see it, is hazy, just that no that that itself shows you that there is that brown smog around. Some days it is very clear, you can see the sunset very beautifully. So that is another indirect way. But like I said, the small air quality monitoring devices are very helpful, and they really so they are not very expensive. There are some, I think, 4,000 to 10,000 range, and they will give you all the parameters that you require: the PM 2.5, the CO2, that is the carbon dioxide, the temperature, the humidity, and general air quality index it shows you. So that is the best way to
Are
know which. Hmm.
Yeah. Are there any websites or apps also that are universally approved and accurate about wherever you're located? Uh,
Yeah. So for Mumbai, there is air quality monitoring labs which are there all over Mumbai, and you can select the one which is nearest to you. In fact, the MPC, the MCGM, the Municipal Corporation of Greater Bombay's website itself has a link to the sites where, because the MCGM is monitoring the air quality in Mumbai. I don't know about others. Can you, if you mention in your chat
okay.
where you are from, it will help us to actually also tailor the
Right.
responses accordingly. So if you all can just type into the chat where you, which city you come from, it will be helpful for us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Angeline, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I had a question on passive smoking. So most of the times I've caught myself being a passive smoker because, especially when we walk on the roads or we're just outside or even anywhere outside, like we somehow end up inhaling the person who's smoking. Even if we are like long past them, we can still get the smoke smell within us. What is the best way to avoid it? Will a mask help, or is that even effective, or how else can we protect ourselves from passive
Yeah,
smoking?
so passive smoking is more dangerous when you're in an indoor environment. In the outdoor environment, you may be just getting the smell of the smoke, but that is very less compared to when you're in an indoor environment and there is smoke which is circulating in the room. Because the components of the smoke which are dangerous, there is the carbon deposits. Besides that, there are certain other volatile organic chemicals, compounds which are there in the smoke, which are more dangerous. But in the open environment, they generally diffuse very fast. So even if you are just walking behind a smoker, the effect is less. Nevertheless, if you are feeling that you are in area where there is a lot of cigarette smoke or whatever smoke there is, the wearing of a mask may not prevent much of it because these are all very tiny particles and they go through the mask. Definitely, the masks will reduce the inhalation of larger particles and dust which are there in the atmosphere.
Okay. Yeah. Any other question? I think some people have given their location, but these are from Hyderabad and Punjab.
Yeah,
So
so it
we'll
is
have to
important
just
to
check.
understand that each and every city in India now has some pollution control board, and they are also mandated to publish their air quality levels, the AQI, on a public website. So you can ask your local authorities. You can ask the commissioner if you have a municipality area, the ward officer, or you can search online, but you will definitely get details of it.
Okay. What are some recommended and good lung exercises that we can practice daily?
Yeah. Dr. Remy, are you able to speak? Can you answer this question if possible?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
There is a question. What are some recommended and good lung exercise practices daily that one can do?
Okay, one of the exercise will be a deep breathing exercise, a normal inspiration and expiration. The other one will be diaphragmatic breathing. So if you check on YouTube, there will be many videos showing how to breathe diaphragmatically. So that is the one good exercise. Other one is box breathing. It's like 4 seconds of inspiration, 4 seconds of breath hold. Then again 4 seconds of expiration, and again 4 seconds of breath hold. That's a good exercise that we can do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
If you can type these terms on the chat, would be nice for some white
Sure.
Yeah,
to get.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Dr. Mathew,
Uh,
you said you would tell us something about air purifiers. I think certain ways it works you mentioned, but you also said certain other things that it could do.
Yeah, so air purifiers have their limitations in the sense that they have a certain volume of air that they can purify per minute. Okay. So when you look at a typical room, which is maybe around 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet, so there is a certain amount of air in that. The air purifier can purify that entire air in, say, half an hour to 1 hour. But if there is an air exchange happening, suppose the windows are open and there is a lot of other air coming in, then this purified air also gets lost and air which is not purified gets in. So effectively, in a room which has got a lot of air exchange happening, air exchange means the air inside is getting going out and outside air is coming in. In those cases, air purifier's efficiency is lost. That's what I mean. And then, of course, the filters need to be changed or cleaned regularly. Otherwise, it won't work.
okay. Uh, there's a question in the chat. In villages, people use cow dung cakes for cooking and fire first. Sometime to lit fire first. Sometime plastic. How much do these things affect us?
Yeah, so these are very dangerous things, especially affecting the people who are doing the cooking. The cow dung cakes, no doubt, they have their advantages because they are eco-friendly, but they should be used in a certain way where there is good ventilation. So typically, houses where cow dung cakes are used, if the ventilation is not good, nowadays you have these smokeless chulas. So what happens is that the smoke is directed separately away from the person who is cooking and it goes out into the atmosphere from above. In those cases, this type of like even firewood for that matter can be used. But if the house is it's cooking on an open fire and there's a pot above it and your smoke is going all over the room, then it is very dangerous. And then you mentioned about plastic light the fire. Probably the cow dung may not ignite first. They must be using something else, I'm assuming, as a combustant. Plastic is very dangerous to burn and it's carcinogenic. Dioxins are released. So you should never burn plastic. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do with plastic. It just remains in the environment for hundreds of years, which is one of the reasons why we are trying to avoid the use of single-use plastics. And now we have alternatives, the biodegradable bags which are coming. So please use that as far as possible and avoid single-use plastics at any cost. Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
got
right.
a
Anybody
So
else?
does
question,
it?
doctor. Yeah.
Yes, can
Yeah,
I ask question,
Nancy,
Air
please
doctor?
go.
fresheners.
Yeah,
Hello.
please use your Zoom chat
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
reaction, please. Yeah,
Yeah,
Nancy,
tell me.
go ahead, please.
Yeah. These air fresheners sprays, they call it air fresheners. Are they helpful or are they dangerous? Also, burning agarbatti. Some
Yeah.
think that it is helpful. What, for the lungs, how is it? I mean, is it harmful
Yeah.
in any way?
So these aerosol, the sprays, which are called as air fresheners, really they don't make the air fresh. It is just a marketing gimmick. And all they do is that they spray certain volatile organic compounds with certain aromatic compounds along with it, which give a certain smells or odors, which help to mask the bad odor which is there. So the best thing to do in such cases, wherever you feel there is a need to use an air freshener, is first of all to identify the cause of the bad smell and treat that rather than cover it. It's like putting a bandage over a gangrenous wound, and it creates more damage than any benefit. So please avoid using air fresheners, especially in closed rooms, because it tends to linger and then it lands in your lungs. And agarbattis again also should not be used in closed rooms because the smoke and the things accumulate there. So try to avoid that. It's also a fire risk because that is one of the causes of fires happening. And nowadays, as you know, in the last 3 days, there have been over 100 calls to the fire brigade in Mumbai itself, and many buildings have burnt. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Mahendra, please. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry. Doctor, is the poor quality affect our sleep and it cause some mental some issues? Does this poor quality air makes
Yeah,
any
definitely.
difference?
So, poor air quality will definitely affect your quality of sleep. And what else you said? What is the second thing you mentioned?
Will it affect on our mental?
Mental health. Yeah, definitely. It will affect the mental health because if your sleep is not good, that definitely will affect your mental health. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a question in the chat. What about electric mosquito repellents and coil in
Electric
terms of
mosquito repellent.
uh,
What do you mean by
and
that?
coil?
Coil. Coil means
Those
the
good
tortoise
night.
coil which you burn.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, they are all causes of indoor air pollution.
Okay.
It
So
is best
electric
to use
mosquito.
so what we recommend is to use a mosquito net if you want to sleep
Mm,
properly in the night without getting bitten by mosquitoes, or you use the nets on your windows, and you can use that electric bat which is available, which you can swing around if you know how to. So that is,
yeah,
I think, safer than this coils and other things, because the coils and the electric one, I'm assuming that good night mat which you're talking about.
yeah. Mm,
Yeah, they all see, while the mats release permethrin, which is not that dangerous, at the same time they do release some other substances also into the air, which
oh,
so it is better if you can to use a mosquito net for your sleep. Yeah.
and okay. So would it be the same for pesticides and all which people use sometimes in their home for cockroaches and all any uh, or
Yeah.
mosquitoes?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
All of them affect the human body in one way or the other.
right. Any more questions? Anyone? Put it on the
Yes,
chat or use a Zoom reaction.
Yeah, who
Can I
Benny?
come in?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell.
Benny, go ahead.
Yeah. So today the air quality in Borivali is showing 75
Hmm.
at this point in time because of the little rain that we have had.
Hmm.
But a couple of days it was over 300. And my question is, we normally go for exercise in the morning or in the evening
Hmm.
because our living style does not permit any other kind of a thing. Now, some people have the facility of a gym, but personally for me, outdoor is what I really like to do. And in spite of this air quality, the question is, what is a permissible air quality figure where we can think of going outdoor and other days we do not go for outdoor exercise?
Yeah, see, one thing to remember is that regular exercise has more benefits than being exposed to a bit of poor air quality. The reason is that when you exercise, your lung capacity also improves, and your lungs' ability to tolerate the pollution or the effects of pollution also goes down. So, whether you stay indoors or outdoors, the air will be the same on those days. So, unless the AQI is more than like 300, 400, you can definitely go and do your walk or whatever exercise it is. Don't break the routine of exercise. Okay. And you can monitor the air quality. Dr. Remy, do you want to add anything to this about the air quality levels, AQI?
Uh, Mainly, yeah, if we already are suffering from any lung condition, then we should be careful about exercising in these situations.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question? I think there's a question in the chat. Does humidity affect breathability in any way?
Well, we are all Mumbaikars here, most of us. So humidity is very high in Mumbai. It doesn't really affect the God has made our bodies in such a way that we can breathe even in high humidity.
Mhm. Right. Okay. Any other question?
Doctor,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a pastor.
Yeah,
Um,
Mrs. Jacob, go ahead.
little thing I found when Bhopal tragedy happened, no, that gas leak.
Yeah, yeah.
At that time, so many people died, but who were breastfeeding little baby, they alive breastfeeding while she sucking the breast. That time, that baby uh, um, was live, and all were we know that tragedy is there. That's why from that day, I means my idea is that moisture preventing that uh, pollution area, yeah, air. That's why that baby alive. Means those days, doctors
Okay.
also gave the result. Um, that's why from that
Mhm.
day, I was always my children. I have three sons. Um, when it is the Diwali or anything pollution, then I am the that rumal means the handkerchief. I am putting in the water and means after dried means little drying. That I was trying
Yeah,
on the
so you're saying
Okay.
the damp cloth, right? So even in
Damp
cases of
cloth. Yeah.
fire,
mm,
so when there is fire
Mhm.
also, it is recommended that when you're caught in any place which is having a lot of smoke, it is good to use a damp cloth to reduce the effect of the smoke
mm.
on the nose, nostrils, and on the lungs. Yeah, that is true. So it is
And
not
also
Okay.
applicable in every case. When where there is a lot of pollution and high smoke, or especially in fires, then
whenever
it
we
can
are
be used.
going outside, we can
Yeah,
we
in
are
general, it is not required to dampen any cloth and put on your nose. It is only in special situations that we recommend that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also,
Thank you.
I'm doing one thing. These days means this year very less firecrackers. So, but before, so much crackers and smoke developing. That time I used to uh, watering the pardas, means that curtains, spray
Wet
water,
curtains.
wet,
Hmm.
wet.
Yeah.
I was spraying the water on the curtains.
Okay.
Mm.
Uh,
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
There is
There is
another
a
question. Yeah.
yeah, in the chat room, look, crops tristis mupli vande, an insect in Kerala. Does this affect health? I don't know how that is connected with air pollution.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe we need to do some research on that because I'm not aware of this insect in Kerala. But there are many insects in Bombay which affect the health. So mosquitoes are one thing which are
right.
very common in Bombay, and they have caused a lot of dengue and malaria in this season. So be aware of that. But try to avoid using
Yeah.
mosquito repellents. Try to use natural things like
Yeah.
mosquito nets. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. After COVID, there is a thought about vaccine causing heart issues. So flu vaccines and other vaccines, how safe are they?
Yeah. So that is a good question. You must remember that the COVID vaccine was released without proper due diligence. It was a rush
Yeah.
vaccine, and because of which it was more of a trial and error vaccine, which was released on an emergency basis. Whereas the flu vaccine and the pneumonia vaccine have been around for decades, and they have well documented evidence showing the effectivity and safety of these vaccines. So I would not categorize the COVID vaccine along with any other vaccine because that was a special use vaccine which was released due to the global emergency. And it was one of mankind's efforts to try to prevent the COVID virus from infecting people, and the effectiveness of the vaccine itself was not very high in that sense. So that is a different thing. And about it causing heart disease, it's something which is more of hearsay or rumor because there is no causation that can be established. Because in the scientific community, if you want to establish that a vaccine causes heart disease, you need to have equal amount of population who have not taken the vaccine and equal amount who have taken the vaccine, and then compare the incidence of heart disease among these two groups. If you do not
Right.
have a cohort, as we call, to compare, then we cannot really say that the vaccine causes heart disease because there are a number of reasons why people get heart disease. Lack of exercise is one of the most important things. Poor eating habits are another thing. Genetics is a third factor. So just blaming a vaccine for something which is not related to it doesn't make sense because
Okay.
COVID vaccine, I have my reservation on the COVID vaccine, no doubt, but other vaccines are very proven to be effective and they are generally safe. Yeah.
Okay. Any other question? Please unmute and ask or put it in the chat. Doctor, the winter is now upon us very soon. So, how does that affect pollution? And can you tell us something about what smog is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so nitrogen dioxide and various other particulate matters tend to descend into the lower because it's cold air which goes down and the hot air goes up. So in winter, that's what happens. And because of that, there is an increase in the particulate matter in winter. And along with that, many people start burning firewood to keep themselves warm, which again adds to the smoke. So you must have seen the watchmen in your building also doing that. So these are very dangerous
Right.
things and must be prevented at any time. If at all your watchmen are really feeling cold in Mumbai, winter doesn't become that cold. You can give them an electric heater if at all, which is safer for the
Right.
environment. Society will have to pay something for it, but try to avoid doing this, allowing them to burn things because they say it is for mosquitoes and for heat and all that, but it causes more harm to the citizens staying around the smoke. So in winter, one
Right.
thing, get vaccines, flu vaccine you take so that you don't fall sick with the fever. Prevention is better than cure. Second is to drink plenty of water, stay well hydrated so that your lungs function well, and do those exercises which Dr. Remy has told you to do.
Mm. Okay.
I
What
have
about the
one
gel
question.
treat?
I have one question. Is Odomos application safe?
Uh,
Is Odomos application safe?
Odomos application. Yeah, it is relatively safe because it doesn't release that much of smoke or causes that much of air pollution. Yeah.
Okay. What about the gel treatment for cockroach in the house? Some people use
Yeah, gel
in the
treatment
chat.
is quite effective and it's relatively less polluting than the other types of treatment. That's why it has become more popular now.
Yeah. Any other question? Any other? Yeah. Doctor, some people have a tendency to keep their doors closed and have the AC running. So, how often should you open the door windows, in that sense for fresh air? I mean, how does that work? I mean,
Yeah,
can
it's very, it's,
indoor
yeah,
air can become bad for health?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's why I showed you that device which I put on the wall. It's available. It's something which you can do where you can push fresh air into the room to ensure that the air quality remains good and the carbon dioxide goes out of the room. Because when you're sitting in an AC room for a long time, that is what happens, and you won't realize it unless you have these type of monitors which measure the carbon dioxide. And then people start yawning when the carbon dioxide level goes up. So that's why it's important to keep the air fresh.
Yeah, yeah. And how often can you keep the door? I mean, in a normal house where there is no AC, how much time should you keep the doors and windows open? Because there are people who have complained about, that we keep the door and windows open because we feel claustrophobic,
Yeah, you
but then
should.
there is
You
pollution also
see, if
outside
you're not having an air conditioning, you should keep the doors and
uh,
windows open, ideally.
for a few hours. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you are at home, you can do it. There is no harm. See, dust is always there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't mean you should keep your windows and doors closed unless there is very heavy pollution, in which case you may need to. But generally, by and
Yeah.
large, that much level doesn't come into the. And even if you keep your doors and windows closed, they are not airtight. So something or the other from outside
Mm-hmm.
is going to come in anyway.
Okay. Fine. Any other
Yeah.
question? Yeah. Please unmute and ask now, straight away, no problem. How? Yeah. How does air pollution result in cancer? Can you share a bit about that connection? Uh,
Yeah, so in the air, there are certain chemicals which are known to trigger mitosis or start the cancer process. By God's
mm,
grace, our bodies are designed to destroy cells which demonstrate mitogenic properties or cancerous properties at the start itself. That's why 99% of the cancer cells are destroyed by the body's immune system. It's only that 0.1 percentage that escape the body's immune system that develop into cancer. So you should thank God every day for the way in which He has created your bodies. Because there are so many chemicals in the air that damage your DNA. And
mm,
these are things which are not easy to regulate. Like see people burning this copper wire and releasing the dioxin. Now they spread all over. And who
mm.
will get cancer, we don't know because everybody who
Correct.
breathes, even everybody who smokes doesn't get cancer, right? So it is a mystery. Our duty is to just do whatever we can on our own, this thing to reduce the effect or exposure to these things.
Okay.
There's one question about COVID. During later stages of COVID spread, air circulation in public spaces, any steps were taken? In public
Uh,
spaces, there was no step taken for air circulation. But in the hospitals and other areas, there were steps taken to ensure that filtered air comes in isolation rooms. They maintain what is called as a negative pressure zone, so that the the air in the room where an infected patient is kept is always at around 2 to 3 bars below the atmospheric pressure. So that is how these rooms were designed to prevent the
mhm.
infected air going out. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Hmm.
Any other question?
Yeah, I think,
Some of the,
yeah.
are you getting any question? Okay.
No.
Some of the younger generation is because the city is losing its air quality day by day because of urbanization and cars increasing and all that. So they are working out a smarter option where they can work from home in a two-tier, three-tier city or town, and then they travel. Is that a better thing? And how does air quality affect someone's length of life also?
Poor air quality affects by shortening lifespan by an average of 4.5 to 5 years. And now there are pollution refugees. Today's Times also carries a big article on pollution refugees. People from
Oh.
Delhi who have fled Delhi and have settled in Goa.
Mm.
So that is what is happening. That people are saying we don't want to stay in these places, and they're running away. But I don't think that is the ideal solution. And if you're placed in a place where you are working or doing whatever it is, you do your best in that place to try to make it safer and better, not only for you but for others. Because you running away doesn't help anybody but you. But you have a responsibility to the future generation, to your parents, whoever is staying there, your relatives, to try to make that place better. That's what Christian stewardship is all about. As Christians, we are called to improve the area that we stay because God has given it to us to take care of and nourish it and be a good steward. Yes, so that is what I feel is very important, that we need to be uh, mindful of that and take our responsibility as citizens seriously.
Correct. Yeah, very well said. Yeah. Okay, any question anybody wants to ask? Unmute.
Yeah, one more. We
Hello.
have
Yeah.
at the top of high-rise buildings these mobile towers. Are they dangerous if we are living close by?
See, the danger of air pollution is not there from high-rise, these mobile towers.
Radiation.
That's a
The
different.
radiation, there is a certain risk of radiation, but usually the mobile towers spread the radiation around and not below into the building. So the people below, staying below that radiation tower, are not the ones who have to worry about any of these radiation effects.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody was asking, Nancy, were you? Yeah.
No, I finished.
Okay. There's a question in the chat. Are there any specific lung-friendly food that you suggest? Are there any foods that those who have asthma should avoid?
Yeah, maybe that also Dr. Remy can answer, since she is a chest physician.
Yeah, so mainly we can focus on high protein diet. That's good for like all diseases also. So you can focus on high protein diet, and especially if you're allergic, you might be allergic to some particular food. For example, some people are allergic to citrus food. Some people are allergic to even lady's finger. So according to your preference, according to your allergy status, you can avoid those foods. Otherwise, anything you can have anything in the whatever you want, but avoid the food which you're allergic to, and also if you can, if it's possible, avoid having any milk containing products after 6 p.m. That's what I suggest to my patients. So that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you for that.
Hello,
Yes,
Dr.
go ahead, please.
Dr. Matthew. Thank you
Yes,
for the
Yeah.
nice briefing about air pollution and the lungs-related subjects. I appreciated it. Thank you for it.
thank you, Bhagat.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a lot of questions. I think the audience was very informed
Yeah.
and they wanted to learn a
Yeah.
lot. So thank you all. You have been a wonderful audience. And I think our time is up now.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Uh, so thank you very much. Yeah, doctor, what are the COPD? What is that? Because that's it seems it is responsible for significant number of deaths, and what can be done to avoid that?
Yes, COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and it is a
Uh,
chronic lung condition which affects, unfortunately, many people. And there are various risk factors. Smoking is one of them. Exposure to air pollution is another. There are certain people in whom the cause is not yet fully known. And it is something which definitely will reduce if the air pollution improves. So if the air quality improves,
Right.
definitely the COPD will go down. The incidence of COPD will go down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I guess. Thank you so much, Doctor. Very well handled questions, and thank you to Dr. Rebi also for your very important inputs. We truly had a wonderful time, and we hope to come back again and reconnect with you on some other health issue. Friends, if you're here for the first time, feel free to connect with us at NBF Coffee Chats, and that's connection on the chat. And of course, we'll be happy also to connect you with Dr. Matthew. It's Ashoka One Hospital. Yeah, Borivali, that is right. Yeah.
Yeah, Borivali there, sir. Yeah, Shogwan. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Take care. God bless.
All right. Thank